As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across Alexandria's marble halls, Cleopatra prepared for her most crucial conquest. The palace chambers glowed with flickering torches, their light dancing off golden walls, adorned with hieroglyphs and battle scenes. Incense smoke curled through the air, mingling with the warm breeze from the Nile that rustled silk curtains and whispered ancient secrets. Cleopatra, last of the Ptolemies, stood before a polished bronze mirror, her eyes gleaming with determination and cunning. She adorned herself not with the trappings of royalty, but with a single, devastating weapon, a necklace of blood-red rubies, each gem pulsing with the promise of war and seduction. As she clasped it around her throat, she smiled, knowing that tonight, more than Egypt's fate hung in the balance. The chamber door swung open, and Mark Antony, Rome's golden warrior, strode in. His eyes, accustomed to the harsh glare of battlefields, widened at the sight before him. Cleopatra turned, the rubies catching the torchlight, seeming to set her bronzed skin aflame. Antony's breath caught in his throat, his legs suddenly weak. He dropped to his knees, as if the very foundations of his being had crumbled beneath her gaze. "Welcome to Egypt, mighty Antony," Cleopatra purred, her voice a melody that sang of Nile floods and desert storms. "Have you come to conquer, or to be conquered?" Antony, his voice thick with desire and a hint of fear, replied, I no longer know, my queen. The lines between victor and vanquished blur before you." Cleopatra glided towards him, each step a dance of power and grace. She lifted a golden chalice, its surface etched with lotus blossoms. "Perhaps this will help you forget such weighty concerns," she offered, her eyes never leaving his. "Drink, and let us speak not of empires tonight, but of eternity." The wine within shimmered with an otherworldly blue tint, promising dreams and oblivion. Antony's hand trembled as he took the cup, feeling the weight of Rome and duty slipping away with each heartbeat. He drank deeply, the taste of blue lotus and destiny flooding his senses. As the potion worked its magic, Antony felt himself falling, not just to his knees, but into the depths of Cleopatra's eyes. "My queen," he whispered, his voice hoarse with longing, "I fear I am already lost to you." Cleopatra's laugh was like the tinkling of golden bells. "Lost? No, my warrior, you are found." She drew him close, her lips grazing his ear, sending shivers down his spine. "Rome may have your sword, but I shall have your soul." Their lips met, and it was as if two empires clashed, fierce, divine, destined to reshape the world. Silk rustled as they fell upon the golden couch, their bodies entwining like the sacred snakes of Isis. Time itself seemed to hold its breath, the stars above Alexandria freezing in their celestial dance to witness this union of East and West. As passion consumed them, Antony's mind reeled with visions of past and future. He saw legions marching, not for Rome, but for her. He felt the weight of dual crowns upon his brow, and tasted the salt of seas yet unconquered. "Cleopatra," he gasped between kisses, "what sorcery is this? I feel as if I'm drowning in you, in dreams of power beyond imagining." She traced the scars on his chest, each touch igniting fires of devotion. "No sorcery, my love, only destiny. Rome is but a stepping stone. Together, we shall build an empire that will make Augustus tremble." But even as ecstasy washed over him, a shadow of doubt flickered in Antony's eyes. And what of loyalty? Of oaths sworn and comrades left behind? Cleopatra's gaze softened, understanding the war raging within him. Loyalty. Is there no greater loyalty than to one's heart? To the future we could forge. Her fingers tangled in his hair, pulling him closer. "Choose me, Antony. Choose us." Their union raged on, a battle of wills and desires that shook the very foundations of the palace. Gold scattered across marble floors, silk tore under passionate grasps, and the air grew thick with the scent of exotic oils and shared sweat. Each caress was a campaign, each kiss a treaty signed in the language of flesh and fire. As dawn's first light crept through the windows, painting the chamber in hues of rose and gold, Antony found himself whispering prayers in a tongue he had forgotten he knew. Ancient Egyptian hymns, etched into his very soul by Cleopatra's touch, spilled from his lips. He gazed at her, awestruck, as if seeing the face of Isis herself. Cleopatra, queen of kingdoms and chaos, smiled triumphantly. She had conquered not just a man, but an empire. Rome was now hers in every way that mattered. Yet, as she basked in the glow of victory, a flicker of foreboding passed through her heart. The shadow of Caesar, of Rome's eagles, and of battles yet to come, hung over them like storm clouds on the horizon. "My love," Antony murmured, his voice raw with emotion. I fear the price of this night may be higher than either of us can pay. Cleopatra silenced him with a finger to his lips. Then let us make it worth the cost. Every moment, every touch, every breath. Let it be a defiance against fate itself. As they lay entwined, the first sounds of the waking city drifted through the windows. The clash of sword practice in distant courtyards reminded them of the world beyond their chamber. A world of politics, war, and uncertain alliances. Antony rose, his movements slow and deliberate, as if afraid that sudden motion might shatter the spell of the night. He began to don his armor, each piece a reminder of the duty that called him. Yet with every clasp and buckle, he hesitated, looking back at Cleopatra as if she might vanish like a mirage. "Will you return to Rome now?" Cleopatra asked, her voice carefully neutral, though her eyes betrayed a hint of vulnerability. Antony paused, his hand on his sword hilt. The weight of it seemed to pull him towards the door, towards his life as Rome's defender. But the ruby necklace, still adorning Cleopatra's neck, gleamed like a beacon, calling him to a different destiny. "I," he began, then faltered. "I don't know if I can leave, or if I even want to." Cleopatra rose, wrapping herself in a sheer robe that did little to conceal her allure. She approached him, each step deliberate and regal. "Then don't," she said simply. "Stay, rule beside me, let Rome come to us." Trembling, for a moment, Antony stood frozen between worlds, the familiar pull of duty warring with the intoxicating promise of power and passion. Then, slowly, he unbuckled his sword belt, letting it fall to the floor with a clang that echoed like fate's decree. "My queen," he said, kneeling once more before her. "My empire, my Cleopatra." She lifted him up, her touch both gentle and commanding. "Rise, my Antony. We have a world to conquer." As they stood together, framed by the rising sun, both knew that this was more than a night of passion. It was the birth of a legend, a love story that would be whispered across centuries. Empires would rise and fall, but the tale of Antony and Cleopatra would endure, a testament to the power of desire over duty, of love over loyalty. The day beckoned, full of counsels, strategies, and the delicate dance of alliances. But for now, in this golden moment between night and morning, they were simply two souls entwined, daring to dream of a future that defied the very gods themselves. If you enjoyed this tale of passion and power, of love that shaped the fate of empires, please like and subscribe for more stories that bring history to life. Remember, in the grand tapestry of time, it's often the threads of human desire that weave the most vivid patterns.